NFTs, AI, stack your skills, change your life. Welcome to the future where change create the way. Adrian and Danny, we're leading every day. Breaking the system, we flipping the script. Stacking our skills, now we never will quit. Web3 warriors, AI minds, NFT dreams, breaking through all the lies. Talking about freedom, building the base. Giving the power back, we setting the pace. Chain breakers, setting you free. Spin that wheel, build your legacy. Chain breakers, stack and believe, changing the world, one dream, one seed. Projects we love, trends on the rise, interviews fire, stars in their eyes, giveaways rolling, spin for the win. Support and stack and let the change begin. And Web3 is the movement, not just a trend. Freedom's the mission, till the very end. Generations rising, it's bigger than gold. We're breaking the chains, we're claiming the soul. Chain breakers, setting you free. Spin that wheel, build your legacy. Chain breakers, stack and believe, changing the world, one dream, one seed. Beyond this life, beyond this fight, we're lighting the dark, we're claiming the night. Blockchain, AI, and dreams collide. Chain breakers rise, we're alive, alive. Chain breakers, setting you free. Spin that wheel, build your legacy. Chain breakers, stack and believe, changing the world, one dream, one seed. We're chain breakers. Yeah, we're chain breakers. To bold, from solo to squad, from idea to impact. This is for the ones who build together. Build your network, build your net worth, stacking up skills. Now the sky's not the limit, it's the framework. Gary lit the match, we the torch bearers now. Skill stackers rise, kingdom mode, no bells. Yeah, January came, the chain lit a flame. Gary coin soared, now the market knows the name. Not just a coin, it's a catalyst for growth. Birthed a generation who believe in what they wrote. He taught us game, taught us to serve. Taught us to hustle, now we lead the curve. From a Discord ping to a throne in the charts. It's community alignment, that's where greatness starts. I watched, I learned, I built my lane. Create a stacker with purpose in the chain. Not for the fame, not for a flash, but to uplift the misfits who come from the ash. Every DM, every spin on the wheel, every meme, every mint, it's legacy we seal. If Gary's the king of this current crusade, we the skill stackers, future already made. Proximity to greatness opens up the gates. When you link with legends, you bend time and fate. What starts as a dream becomes a movement, then a chain. One signal from the top and you'll never be the same. Build your network, build your net worth. Gary gave us game, now Stacker is the expert. This ain't a flex, it's a blueprint for the brave. From the Gary verse we came and now we paved the wave. This ain't just a song, it's a beacon for the tribe. A call for the rebels who were born to thrive. You don't need luck, you need leverage and lane. Link with real ones and it changes the game. From the vault to the village, the skills in the stack. We build in the bear, now we ride in the black. So salute to the king who showed us the light. We're the generals now and the future is bright.
Never broke again, never poor again. Just stack skill, serve till we all ascend.
Daddy. Yo, what's going on? Good morning. What is happening? Happy Monday. It is 8:05, Cinco de Mayo. I need my sombrero, bro.
Tacos, margaritas.
That's right. Drop the word taco down in the comments if you're watching this right now, because I know I'm going to be eating some tacos today at Cinco de Mayo. But welcome to the Chainbreaker Show, where we don't play by the rules and we sure as hell don't ask for permission. This is the show where the rebels, the builders, and the warriors of Web3 are all coming together. We're tearing down the old systems, one skill, one project, and one blockchain at a time. And we're building a new economy that's powered by freedom, AI, NFTs, and Skill Stacker. Every day we bring you talk from the projects that are worth betting on to the people who are actually making moves and the plays that can set you and your future free. Giveaways, skills, chains, all those things are broken. So this is the new frontier, and we're the chain breakers. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Just hanging out at the house.
I heard you were working hard over the weekend.
Yeah, I put in some hours.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see the comments here. We got some peeps in there. Oh, we got Gary in the DMs. Look at in the chat.
Look at this guy.
Go. Look at that behind you, dude.
Look at this guy.
That thing is massive. Look at that thing. That is a canvas that I made for Danny with the giraffe in there. Dude, I'm not joking you, bro. When I tell you, I probably spent maybe 2 hours, if not longer, on just the giraffe itself, of getting the right gold color to match the giraffe that you had. Between using AI and Photoshop and trying to get that hue just right, that thing was a freaking pain in the butt. I'm like, I could have just done this faster.
You had it, man. It was easy.
It was easy. It was easy. The hard work makes it that much more valuable. Oh my gosh! We have a guest today.
Say hi to everybody.
Beautiful human on the planet. She's got her bracelet on. She's awesome with her necklace. How cute is that? Little guest star. What's going on, Sleepy Squirrel? Going on, Kev, I guess we would say, and not yet. Good to see you guys. If you're watching this, if you could do us a huge favor, just like we always ask, repost it, share it, send it in the DM, send it in your group chats. Let everybody know we're giraffes and we need the support from our fellow giraffes and our fellow skill stackers and meme militia. We need to let more people know that we're doing this so we can bring more people to the project and onboard people into Skill Stacker and to Gary, to everything that we're doing. We're going to cover a lot today, I think. There's a lot to talk about. A lot happened over the weekend. But I will turn over the floor to you so I don't just steal the whole thing.
Oh, you're good.
What's top of mind for you, Danny?
I got a 3-year-old running back and forth right now.
There we go. I know how that is. Mine's sick. So sleeping in.
This weekend was I pulled about 30 some hours at the ball field. We had a big tournament that was going on. There is Binance is trying to get people to do reserves of BNB in Bitcoin.
Whoa.
I've seen Trump's doing some stuff. There's some people in Canada that want to run out of the Canadian area to US. They want to become the 51st state now.
Whoa.
There's all kinds of stuff going on.
That's some big news. I was in Texas last week and I met, dude, there was probably 20 people from Canada there. It was unbelievable how many Canadians were at this event. And their perspective on everything going on in our country right now was pretty incredible. They have
it's funny to hear from different countries, because we see it one way, they see it another way. And, they completely see it different than us, but
think about it from a perspective of maybe like 15 years ago, because I do believe that they are kind of like in the past in a lot of ways. If you think about 15 years ago, before Trump had even run for president, if anybody had thought about Trump or talked about Trump, he was a reality TV show star, billionaire who'd been through a lot of financial struggles, had failed a lot of his businesses, who had, struggled throughout his whole career with infidelity and dealing with, we'll call them corn stars, and doing all the things, a lot of struggles and a lot of brokenness in his life, right? A lot of very flawed human, very flawed individual. Well, you fast forward to today, and now in their eyes, this same flawed individual who was polarizing enough and provocative enough to get himself back into the presidency because of the way that Americans think from our more conservative viewpoint, right? If you're a conservative, you probably voted for Donald Trump. In fact, even if you're a regular Democrat, like a standard Democrat, you probably voted for Trump this last election. And so now you have this really broken, flawed human being who's very childish online in their views, going and running for president, getting it. And now he's making statements like, I'm going to be, we're going to make Canada the 51st state. You know, that'd be like Justin Trudeau being like, US is going to be our first, we're going to take over the US. It's like, to them, it's like a joke. And it's insulting. And it's demeaning to their country. Oh boy, and their patriotism. And so they didn't really take kindly to that at all. And because of that, they had a governor, or I'm going to say a governor, a prime minister, a person that was running for prime minister there, who was very on the conservative side. In fact, during his time that he was running, he was wearing MAGA hats, just to put it in perspective. And when Trump said that, he switched sides and started running as a more liberal, as a, you know, I'm not for Trump, I'm not going to support. And so he kind of took a different stance. And then the other guy who was running, he was running against, was a hardcore lib, like put your mask on, get your vaccine, poison yourself, like do all these things, like take away your freedom. Well, people were so freaked out in Canada. Who do you think they voted for? Not the guy who was advocating, who had MAGA hats at one point, but the guy who was more authentic, at least, and was, you know, truly against.
And the
Trump.
first thing he did was put another carbon tax on all the big businesses out of Canada.
Yep.
Bad move.
Bad move. And so it's really sad to see, like, the country voted for a guy who is a socialist. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. The day, hardcore, like far left liberalism is socialism, is really what it is. It used to be a party, like I would have considered myself 15 years ago. I would have considered myself much more of a Democrat than I would have a Republican, because I am more on the stance of freedom. But Democrats are not standing for freedom anymore. And not to make this all political, but
to me,
yeah,
that party has changed.
It has
tremendously.
It has. Yep. Yeah, the American values and all that stuff that the Democratic Party used to stand for, freedom and prosperity and all that, that has gone out the window. And it's almost in a sense like they flipped. And I thought it was interesting to learn. I didn't know this, but liberals in Canada are red. That is their color.
Right. Yeah.
And conservatives are blue. They have it totally backwards in Canada, which is hilarious to me. But yeah, it was interesting to hear all their perspectives on what was happening in the world. And, you know, they are a much more, and that's the thing I've learned about other countries, is they are much more open and accepting of people from different walks of life. And when I say walks of life, I mean the LGBTQ community. They are very accepting and loving and caring and empathetic towards them, rather than like, this is wrong, you're bad, we're not going to do this, you're sick, you're a monster. Like, there's a different narrative, right, in our country with that on the conservative side. When, as a conservative myself, like I have people who are all of those letters of the alphabet probably, and I got nothing against them. If that's what makes them happy, that's what makes them happy. But the truth is, you do you, right? But the truth is, and I know that they would admit this themselves, many of them are still very unhappy. Very unhappy. Like, they thought that was going to be the answer to their problem, and guess what? It didn't fix their problem. You know, and they've made some extreme changes to their body that can never be undone. So it's pretty crazy. Like, I don't have anything against anybody who wants to identify, but to force other people to accept that is where it becomes against my belief system. Because my belief as a libertarian is, as long as you're not imposing on anybody else their safety, their free will, their rights, then there shouldn't be a crime or law against it. That's just the way, you know, wearing a seatbelt, if you're in the car by yourself, shouldn't be illegal, because the only person you're going to hurt is yourself. You don't hurt anybody else by not wearing a seatbelt. So why is it illegal? So
because they can make money on it.
You can make exactly. They can make money on it. Yeah. So it's been interesting to learn and to meet all these people from different parts of the country. I go to a lot of conferences, but I don't typically meet a lot of people from Canada there at events, and there was a lot there. So it was really interesting to have these kind of deep conversations around that at this event.
Did they bring you some maple syrup?
No, man. I did get some honey. I get to put in my coffee while I was there, man. I was the time zone, jumping from time zone to time zone, and the traveling really screwed me up. I think I slept until like 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It was
I
unreal.
was up at 5 o'clock Saturday. I was at the ball field at 6. Didn't leave till almost 10.
Ooh, that's a long day, bro.
Yeah,
That's a long freaking day.
got
Well,
grinded out.
one of the stories, I actually got it here. Let me read it to you guys here. I thought this was really interesting. So let's see here. There's from Ripple. Let me go into this book. So Arizona, if you guys remember last week, we were talking about Arizona having a Bitcoin reserve. And Arizona has fumbled the Bitcoin bag, and crypto Twitter's like super unhappy. So Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs, of course, just vetoed the Senate Bill 1025, which would have allowed the state to create an official Bitcoin reserve using seized funds, which I think is so freaking smart. This would have, it's not like they're having to pull new money into it. This would have made Arizona the first U.S. state to hold Bitcoin as part of its treasury. Reactions from the Bitcoin community: Jameson Lopp, this will age poorly. Anthony Pompliano, if she can't outperform Bitcoin, she must buy it. Wendy Rogers, the bill co-sponsor: Bitcoin doesn't need Arizona. Arizona needs Bitcoin. Oh, that's a strong line.
So if they don't use the seized funds, where's it going to go? Just going to sit there?
That was my first thought when I read that. Exactly. Even Andrew Gordon, a crypto attorney, chimed in: "We need more elected officials who understand Bitcoin as the future." Hobbs' logic and criticism of it. Governor Hobbs claims that Arizona's state retirement system is one of the strongest in the nation because it makes good, sound, and informed investment. But here's where it gets ironic. The same retirement system already holds shares in MicroStrategy, which is basically a leveraged Bitcoin ETF. And the shock, it surged 32% in April alone. So they're indirectly exposed to Bitcoin already, just not on purpose, which is so freaking funny, dude.
Well, it's like Warren Buffett. He retired this weekend at
That's
94,
crazy.
95.
That's huge news, bro. Like that guy.
And then Bitcoin started pumping when he announced that.
Yeah, exactly. Like now we got his voice out of the picture.
Yeah.
What about Charlie Munger? That guy's like 400 years old. Is he going to retire?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, every time I see that guy, I'm like, what is this guy like? You know, he's like from the crypt, bro. That dude
Yeah,
is
I mean, really, honestly,
old.
they really need term limits in the government, because some of these people have been there since 1975. They just don't get crypto at all. They're not going to. They're not going to try.
No. And I think the reality is it's time to have new people take the place of Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. I mean, if I think about it logically in my mind, the first two people I think about as the Warren Buffett could be Michael Saylor, and the Charlie Munger would be Gary Henderson. And
Does
those two,
Buffett, does he have kids?
who, Gary?
No, Warren Buffett.
That's a good question. I'm sure he does.
There was one billionaire or something that I don't think he has any heirs, and he was just going to give everything to charity or something. I couldn't remember if it was him or somebody else.
Buffett have kids? I'm curious. Let's see what ChatGPT says. So let me continue on this story, and we'll come back to that. So let's see here. Wendy Rogers isn't giving up. She vowed to refile the bill, stating the Arizona Strategic Bitcoin Reserve bill will be back. Hodl, she says. Hold on for dear life. So the bigger picture here is that Arizona joins a list of other states: Oklahoma, Montana, South Dakota, Wyoming, where similar bills, Bitcoin bills, reserve bills, have failed or stalled. Critics like Peter Schiff say that public funds shouldn't be used to speculate in crypto, but Bitcoin community sees this as a missed chance to lead in a decentralized financial future. So the takeaway: Arizona governor just vetoed the bill that could have made them the first U.S. state to hold Bitcoin, and now Bitcoiners are roasting her like it's a Twitter barbecue. This isn't just about crypto hype. It's about our financial sovereignty. And this is what I love Bitcoin about so much, is that it is our sovereignty. And Arizona just passed up the opportunity to become a trailblazer in that, which, really just doesn't surprise me. So, if governments aren't going to protect your financial future, then you have to take action. So I think that's a really important piece to this. So any other thoughts on that?
No, I'm just chasing a kid down.
You're good. So let me see what ChatGPT said about. So Warren Buffett has 3 children: Susan, Howard, and Peter. I'm surprised none of them are
There was
named
one of the
Boris.
big names that didn't have any kids, and he said he was just going to give everything to charity. And maybe it was Warren Buffett that said that he wasn't giving his kids anything either. He was going to make them work for it.
Good, good. I mean, just the association of being tied to him will be enough for them to change their whole life. You know, they don't.
I
They
mean,
don't
yeah,
think
just having the last name Buffett, they're rich already.
yeah, they show up in school and people just start handing them money. Here's my Bitcoin wallet address and my private key, Mr. Buffett. He's like,
Yeah,
nah,
he's got Bitcoin anyway.
exactly. Let me check the
They can
comments.
tell they
Oh,
can
we
tell
got
stories if
Melanie
they
in
want
the
to.
house now too. Let's go. Okay, so hackers just weaponized the New York Post's X account. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
So hackers gained control of New York Post's verified Twitter account, but instead of posting scammy links, they went to stealth mode. Instead, they slid into the DMs of crypto users pretending to offer podcast interview invites, then redirected them to a Telegram and Zoom where the real trap was waiting. So no pump fund links, no wallet drainers, just DMs from a legit verified media account asking for an interview. After the message, they blocked the user to prevent the real New York Post team from catching on. Cybersecurity engineer Drew said, "This isn't your typical spray and pray scam. It's targeted, clever, and harder to detect." So the Zoom exploit theory, I guess is what it's called. Victims report when they joined the Zoom calls, a pop-up to enable Wi-Fi appeared, and clicking that gave the scammer network access, allowing them to drop malware and drain wallets. One user lost over $100,000 this way.
Wow.
Absolutely insane. That's some freaking tricky stuff right there.
I got a DM this weekend from one of the prominent KOLs on X, and I was like, I already followed him, but it said follow back.
Yeah.
So then I go and look at the thing, the account from 2012,
Whoa.
2013. So it's an old account.
Yeah.
So I followed him back just to see what was going to happen. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to send you $15,000." Okay, send it.
Yeah.
He's like, "I need your Bitcoin address." Okay, here you go. He's like, "You got money in there?" I was like, "Yeah, there's a little bit." He's like, "Is there enough to cover the transaction fees for this large transaction?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, send me a screenshot of it." I was like, "Okay." So I sent him a screenshot of another wallet with like $1,000 in there. I was like, "Here you go." So send it.
Yeah.
I didn't get my 15 grand.
Oh man. Man, I need a refund. So it says this mirrors a similar attack that happened on Defiance X account a week ago. The scam tactic is now shifting from loud and obvious to quiet and surgical. Hackers are building false trust and hitting high value Web3 targets. I mean, this is the thing that I've struggled with in Web3 is the lack of KYC, identity verification, and cybersecurity literacy needs to be part of our crypto stack, of your crypto stack. So just because it's a verified account doesn't mean that it's safe. Always, always, always double check and never click a link impulsively. That's why, it's funny because I was so new to Twitter, like day trading and crypto on the level that I am now. In January, when we launched the Skill Stacker token, Bearded, Manny had sent me a DM with a link to a Discord channel. And I had like 4 or 5 people that I was talking to at the time were like, don't click on any links from anybody in any of your chats, any of your DMs.
There's a whole lot of Discord stuff going a lot.
Yeah. So I was like, and I messaged Manny and I was like, hey, bro, thank you so much for the invite, but I'm not so sure. I don't want to get my wallet drained. Thank you. And he's like, no, dude, I totally understand. And for something just told me like Manny was okay. I don't know what it was, but something about Manny was like, nah, he's good. And so I clicked the link, joined the Discord of the 51D group, which, lo and behold, it was a scammer that was running the group. It was just a different type of scammer. And that's how I connected into all this. And that's what really built my conviction for the first time ever, was getting connected to community the way that I did and watching them trade. Because it was like a trading group where you go in together and they were calling out. Like, I think it was Larry, Long Neck Larry would be like, oh, check out this wallet address. And he would drop it down in the chat. And we'd all copy it and paste it in. And he's like, Manny is AI. That's so funny. Bearded in the chat. GM Bearded. He's like, chase this one. And we chased him. And I think in one night I lost like $200. And I was like, man, these guys suck at trading. I lost freaking $200 on my first day. I just need to focus on my own coin. I could have put $200 into my own coin.
Well, I was in a group with some other people that got scammed, and they made their own group. So they would find basically rogue projects and try to build it back up. So they would basically buy at the bottom and then go back on Twitter and X and Telegram or whatever and try and push the community back into buying more. And they would sell out. And I'm like, dude, you're just stealing money from people. So I had to go.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So what was the other thing on here? Let me just put this in here. Okay, let's see. So the next piece of that was where'd we go there? Because I'm all the way back down to Sam Altman here now. First episode. Okay, here we go. So the other part to this was the Zoom interviews. So if you're being offered a Zoom interview, like be aware of that. Like, should I be the kind of person that even is getting an interview in the first place? That's probably a trap. But if they actually ask you to enable Wi-Fi, that's your keyword for run. Exit that Zoom immediately, and if you can, report that Zoom. Every major platform from the New York Post and all these influential Web3 leaders are vulnerable. The greatest security asset isn't tech, it's skepticism. And that's one thing I've learned from you, Danny, is you're very, very skeptical of all kinds of people, projects, NFTs. I've heard that a lot in your voice, and I noticed that from people who've been in the space longer. Were you as skeptical when you first started?
No, man, everything was good. Everything was rainbows and Skittles, rain from the sky. It was beautiful.
It was like the 70s. It was all wag-me.
Yeah, it's just meant I've seen the same scams played out over and over and over. We're gonna build, buy this, we're gonna build, buy this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have funds. Like I was in a project that was building a huge game. Like I've seen the previews that it was being built. There was never a game.
Whoa.
Never a game. 3 years on an ETH project.
Damn.
Like they were sending me all this stuff to like look at it and verify it and check it because I was part of the admin team in Discord. And
damn,
there was never a game. They were tax farming people on the token and stuff like that.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
Because in ETH, when you were buying tokens on ETH, there was a buy tax, a sell tax, a transfer tax.
Bro, the fees on ETH that's why I kind of like abandoned it, because I'm just like, dude, I'm not going to pay these fees, man. This is ridiculous. Like, what's even the point? I'd be better off just buying stocks.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you get a token to launch. You had to put in $300 or $400 in gas just to get in to go through.
Yep. Wow. That's crazy. So there's one last story here I want to read that I think is crazy, because Gary had said this in the stream, and so it stuck out to me when I was mentioning all my cold storage and stuff that I have like that. But a crypto entrepreneur's father was kidnapped for ransom in Paris. Thankfully, he was freed by police in Paris, but here's what happened. So the French police just rescued the father of a crypto businessman who had been kidnapped and held hostage in a Paris suburb. The kidnappers demanded 5 to 7 million euro ransom, about $7.9 million in US, in exchange for his release. The man was freed in a May 3rd police raid that resulted in 5 arrests, according to Le Monde. Victim co-owns a crypto marketing firm in Malta with his son. Identities remain undisclosed for security reasons. This is the latest in a growing trend of targeted crypto kidnappings around the world. This is insane. And this isn't just a one-off. This follows a disturbing pattern of real-world attacks tied to crypto. So in January of 2025, Ledger co-founder David Balland was kidnapped in France for a crypto ransom.
I remember that one.
You heard about that one?
Yep.
We talked about that one briefly. November 2024, WonderFi CEO Dean Shirka was abducted in Toronto and forced to pay $1 million in crypto. February of 2025, a Chicago family and their nanny were kidnapped and held for $15 million in crypto. Ouch. March 2025, a streamer, Amaranth, was held at gunpoint in her home by suspects demanding her crypto keys. Dude, that's insane. Crypto is permissionless and decentralized, but that also makes it a prime target for criminals who want to bypass banks and traceability. I mean, there's no FDIC with crypto, right?
No.
There's nothing that's going to get you your money back. So this isn't just about online hacks anymore. This is real people getting hurt. Family members, CEOs, creators, streamers, YouTubers. So you need to be extremely careful. The bigger your bags, the more security you need, and not just digital, but physical security too. I mean, there will probably reach a time. I mean, when XRP hits, like we talked about, when XRP hits $10,
So in a few
I
months,
will have, not only will my house be surrounded by cameras, but I will have security patrolling my house. That is for sure. There's no doubt about that. It'll be worth the investment. Put it that way. So here's security tips to drop on stream. So never disclose your holdings publicly. Use multi-sig wallets and time locks. Avoid associating real names, families, and family members with wallet addresses. And if you're high profile, invest in personal security protocols. So crypto's power is freedom, but freedom without protection is a liability. So you need to make sure that you're protected. If you're watching this, I just want to make sure, like, if you have some humongous bags of crypto, like, don't go out there and start bragging to all your friends and telling your friends that you're a millionaire, crypto millionaire. Like, that's just going to make you a target. And all they need is to hold you captive and hold a ransom over you or somebody that you love, and you're in big trouble.
what they really need to do is 2FA before a transaction can be done.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a remote transaction. You either
Yep.
have to have a Google Authenticator or something along those lines to put in a code to make it go through.
Yeah, I mean, they need to come up with some, like, I like the two signature wallets. I'm gonna get one of those so that my wife and I have to be the ones that sign off on it. I think that would be really neat. But yeah, I mean, just the liability there is crazy. I mean, I'm not even sitting on a ton of Bitcoin. Like, my main holding is just an XRP, which is great. But there are some shady ass people out there that could be watching the stream being like, oh man, I'm going to go take his XRP. Well, yeah, you try to come and get it, buddy. I promise you, you ain't going to like what you see on the other end of that door or whatever way you try to get in. I promise you that. Shit, this red hair is going to be revealed to you why it's so red real fast. So, man, well, those are some interesting stories, some way to kind of kick off Monday, kick off the week. I like using biometrics. Yeah, bro, but if you're dead, biometrics are pretty easy. How many movies have you seen where they just open the guy's eye and they scan the phone? They're like, cool, thanks, bro. I'm in. Like biometrics ain't gonna do shit, or the dead guy that they unlock his phone with his thumb. It's like biometrics ain't even gonna keep you safe.
No, you need a safe.
Yeah,
A safe.
You need a safe.
And don't store your private keys with your ledger.
Do not. No, I don't have mine. That's not the way I do mine at all. So, something I was thinking about this morning as kind of the day was kicking off was, there's a lot of, like, Gary had posted, there's a coin that was called FAGS. It was an acronym, of course.
Yeah, I seen it.
But he was talking about, Stacker Agent caught this runner, and I'm super excited. But I saw another post this morning that somebody had dropped an entire, I saved it. Here we go. And if Gary's still on the stream, I wanted to hear from him on this, because this is really interesting to me. As hard as Gary has worked building what he has, I wanted to get his perspective. So a guy makes this post this morning. Here's my bookmarks. I bookmarked it. And he goes by Kabuki, Kabuki. And he said, where's it at? Let me go to his original post here. He's got 59,000 followers, and he posted this: Chat GPT 4.5 trading bot is a real money printer. 0.1 SOL to 255 SOL in just 2 days. No coding, and anyone can do this. Here's how. And he gives like this full description with the code included. He doesn't give the full code, but I think a lot of people are going to start hearing about what we're doing in the giraffe community and what Gary's doing in Stacker, and they're going to start pretending and saying that they have the same capabilities and trying to pretend. And I think there's some big downfalls in that, which is why I want to get Gary as a guest on here.
Well, that's the one thing, people used to say, well, I can't tell you what I'm doing until I do it because I don't want anybody to steal my idea. The problem is, you could probably make a trading bot, but to get it to work, there's a lot more steps than just coding a trading bot.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Or you might get a trading bot that has a 10% win rate, so you might lose it all.
Mm-hmm. Well, this guy, he boldly says in his post, he said, what did he say here? He doxes something here. Chat GPT trading bot. Where is it at here? He says, where's step one? Let me click on this original post. Okay, so step one, he says that he has a 94.5% win rate. I'm like, post the wallet, prove it, right? He used Chat GPT to create the bot. Asked it to structure the future bot. It should interact with Dex Screener API and update the database every 30 seconds. See, but that doesn't mean he's going to be block 0, though. So creating a Python bot skeleton that queries Dex Screener. Let's add filters to our bot to help finding tokens. Statistically, 99% of meme coins are run via pump fund. So let's add an additional function to analyze the tokens via pump fund API. So he walks you through the whole process. But I wouldn't touch this with a 1,000-foot pole, like no joke. But I think it's funny because there's a lot of views on this, dude. There's the
thing is, you could probably build it for one person, but what happens when you put 7,000 people in it or 4,000 people in it, and you're trying to push some actual money through it instead of 1 soul or 10 soul. I'm getting my hair done. Hair and makeup's in here.
Hair and makeup right midstream. I freaking love it. Her bracelet is awesome.
No, not hair makeup.
Daddy doesn't wear makeup? Come on, give us the secrets. Share some of his secrets.
I don't have any hair left.
Yeah, you're holding on for dear life. So Christian in the comments saying, what's up, GM? We had a show last week. We're going to have some more interviews this week. I've got a couple lined up. Hopefully you can get some lined up as well. Danny, that'll be cool. But let's share the screen. I want to show something here. So we need your guys' support in a couple areas right now. Big time. Here's the meme militia. We got a couple people that listed theirs just below. We were 0.3 on our floor for a while. And now we dropped just a little bit below that, down about 12% there, but we're increasing in volume slowly. I want to make sure that every 24 hours that we're at least getting one sale. So if you guys can support that are holding a lot of these and either list them, I don't care what you list them at. We need to find our natural floor price. But my more important thing is that we have activity on the charts, that this number is growing in volume so we can get our token or an NFT, verified, and then we can increase the amount of owners. One little piece of, I don't know if they call it alpha or meta. What the hell is the difference between alpha and meta? Do you know?
No.
All this Web3 terminology. Okay. Well, I don't know if this is alpha info or meta info, whatever it is. But I just asked our developer to start building out a way so that every single one of these soldiers, instead of just being numbered, that you'll be able to use some skill stacker token to actually name your soldier. So you could name yours Danny. I could name mine Boycel, right? We could name them whatever we wanted to name them. I already have a name for what I would name my king that I have that I'm going to be using.
You're talking about just going on the back end and changing the metadata.
Yeah, basically, but having a way to do it, each person can do it on their own within our own skill stacker website.
Right.
Which is going to be happening. We're going to have a big update here this week on that. So everybody, hopefully stay tuned for that. So yeah, we're going to be able to get rid of the numbers. So you're not just a number. That was one thing that was really big for me, is to actually have names for all these characters. There's only 555. I want people to really feel tied to their character, rather than just having I'm number 179. Oh, I'm number 11. Oh, I'm number, right? Because I was looking at it here the other day. I'm holding on to, if you look at one of mine, I got 12, 2. Look at this. I have number 0 right here. Number 0, which is pretty freaking cool. That's the first
I don't know which one. I have to pull my wallet up to see which one I got.
Yeah, I got number 0. I kept 420 for a good reason. There were some cool ones in here. Number 13. Let's see here. Number 2. Number 3. I got number 3 in here and number 2. I got some good ones. Number 12. It's like one of my favorite. Number 1. I got this soldier that's number 1. I will not let this soldier go. or probably anything less than like 100 soul at least, because that's going to be an iconic one right there. This is the first soldier of the series, number 1. So yeah, we're gonna have a way to name these for a small fee of stacker to be able to use your stacker. So that was one update.
We can take the stacker that comes in from that and burn it.
That's exactly where I was leading to the conversation. So thank you for warming me up for that. So that's going to be one of the strategies that we have here, fam, Skill Stacker fam, is we are going to take those fees that we're not keeping them as profits. We're going to take those fees that you're using to name, right? There's only going to be 555, and you can change them anytime. So if you don't like the name, you want to change that later, you can go back. Or if somebody buys one from you and they don't want the name, they can change it. But we're going to burn all of those tokens that get from the fees that are collected. So those are going to continue to burn down the supply. And if you'll notice here, my boy I almost did it again. My boy Bearded burned 2 million Skill Stacker tokens over the weekend. 2 million. Look at that drop. So if you see the chart is a little bit down right now, below the 40, we were hovering in the 40,000s. Last couple weeks, we hit 50,000 at one point. We were kind of moving in the right direction. Now we're down a little bit. So, but hang with us because we're doing some strategic burns, and then we're buying back. So Danny's buying back. I'm buying back. But we had a couple big sells that happened. There was somebody here that sold 5.4 million or 5.1 million tokens 2 days ago. It looks like, I wonder if they sold all of it. Let's click on it and see. Let's see your holdings. Stacker. Yeah, so they're still holding 6 million. So they still have a bunch they're holding, but just want to make sure you guys, and they've sold 4 million here. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, they still have a decent amount of stacker, but they sold. So that's why we saw a little bit of the dip in the charts between the burns and a couple of the big sells that happened. But we're going to make that up this week. And if you'll look here on the right-hand side, I'll scroll up here. We're now down to 997.4 million in our total supply. So we're well under $1 billion now. We're trending down. My goal, I mean, I don't know. Where do you think we should end the burns? Like, we don't want to just keep burning forever, right?
No, I mean, I would have a goal for at least around 500 million.
500 million. So we burn down about 50% of it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. I think that's a good amount of supply. And then we'll make some strategic decisions from there. Maybe by that time, when we're down to about half, then we can look at setting up a DAO, kind of like what Gary has.
Right. Your DAO could be your army holders of everything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, only meme militia holders will be part of that DAO. You have to have a meme militia to be able to be. So there's only going to be potentially 555 maximum on that. Another quick update on that topic is some of the strategies behind Stacker, aside from the education on our platform. If you don't know this already, I haven't talked about this a lot. I don't like to shill when it comes to crypto. Like, I'm not one that's going to push anything on anybody. I like to just influence and lead, but a little bit of education here. We have a Skill Stacker community, a platform. If you're watching this for the first time, I'll just go to it real quick. On Circle, I'm a huge fan of Circle. I'm friends with the guy who's one of the co-founders. I follow him. Like, I've actually sent him some messages this weekend, but we have an amazing platform here of stuff happening every single day. Look at this, adding to the fuel to the fire. Steven in here, but we have activity happening in here every single day. In fact, we had our winners for last month on the leaderboard. I screenshotted them. You can see here, Steven was our number 1. Bailey was number 2, and Anthony was number 3. We almost had Jesse hit the top chart, so that would have been really cool. But we have a lot of really neat stuff in the community, and it is the number 1 community platform out there. You can see crypto and NFT news in here. We have this whole Web3 channel. We have the Meme Militia chat. If you guys don't know this, I don't know if you know this. Look at a couple people, also Bailey and Steven, but I've been putting memes in here that I've been creating now in this chat, Danny.
Oh,
so
yeah?
I have tons. Yeah, I tagged you in it. But how I feel after buying Stacker. Anyone got some free Stacker? Right, the Stacker building that we're gonna have someday, where we'll have all of our clients and businesses and events and everything inside of here. I made a Trump one. We got the GMs. We got the one for the show. So I got a lot of really cool memes. There's probably over 50 in here. So there's like a lot here, and I'm adding more. There's a ton of them in here. I even have some of the old school ones that I originally started posting. when we first launched the coin. So these guys here. So just some really cool memes, but in the community you guys can use inside of the Web3 chat. You got the Stacker chat, blockchain for beginners. This is a course. We got 14 people on the waiting list for this. And here's our vault, which we have tons of really valuable stuff here in our vault. This vault is worth over 6 figures right here. So if you have skill stacker tokens that you're sitting on and you're not inside of this community, you get free access for being a skill stacker token holder. So all you need to do is verify that you're holding the tokens with your wallet, and boom, you're going to get access. You're going to get a link that's going to give you access to be able to access all of this amazing information, as well as our events and everything going on. We have an event, in fact, here starting about an hour and 15 minutes. So make sure you don't fumble the bag on this. You get inside the community. It's been a couple days since I've been in here, since I was out of town. But I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. One of the other advantages and missions behind what we're doing here with Skill Stacker is we're going to make some strategic investments as the value grows, where I'm going to move some of the funds that we have under Future Tech and under our company, is we're going to start moving funds into our own backed reserve coin, which we're going to be doing, which is Gary coin, because I know where Gary's going and the direction, and I believe in the founder and the dev team and everything that we have there. It's really important for me for you guys to know that is one of the strategies that I'm taking. Let me go back here real quick on something here. STKR, there we go. Here we go, Gary. We are going to, I'm going to share this tab. We are going to, look at this. It's a $6 million market cap on Gary coin right now. So we're going to be backing Skill Stacker token with Gary coin, especially when the money printer turns on with the Stacker agent. This is going to be a no-brainer. We know that Gary's coin here is going to go through the freaking roof. So this is one of the biggest things that I'm doing, is I'm going to start putting more and more funds into Gary coin to back what we're doing on the Skill Stacker tokens. And then if I need to, I can move some of those coins back into Skill Stacker, whatever we need to do there. But our goal is just to hold as much Gary in our ecosystem, in the Skill Stacker ecosystem, as possible.
You're building a Gary strategic reserve?
A Gary strategic reserve. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's cool and it's important, but there's a lot of people that are going to be doing that. My future and what's gotten me to where I am right now is Gary. So I'm putting my chips, a big portion of my chips into the Gary ecosystem.
There you go.
Which again reminds me, last thing I'll share on this, and then we'll jump over to the last piece here. There we go. So if you haven't grabbed a giraffe yet, you have some really insane opportunities right now to grab a killer deal on a giraffe. This is insane right here. 6.9, 6.9, 6.9. Like this is a beautiful giraffe right here. I would grab this one personally because it's got a really unique hat. The banana hat is freaking awesome. This is the person, I think this is a really good one to grab. And then this is what I'm looking to grab this week is one of my goals. I'm gonna pick up this guy because he's got the background that I like with the green laser beam. So this one's also very rare. And if you don't know, you can come in here and you can look at the traits. Tangerine Tango. So the top trait, whoops, dang it. Let me go back. There we go. You can see here Tangerine Tango backgrounds. But if I go back here again, oh, dang it. Hold on. Go back to there. Okay, here we go. If you look at this, you can see the top trait 6.9, 7.4, 7.4, 7.4. So 7.4 looks like it's the top trait, and that's what they have it listed at. So this is a really good giraffe to pick up. Let's see. Where's another one that I saw over the weekend? I was like, ooh, this is a really good one. The gold fur. That one's got 12. That one's 12.3. Those gold furs are super, super valuable. So you should definitely grab yourself a giraffe or like one of these gas masks or zombies or the top hats. Like these right here are killer. So I just want to encourage you guys, grab yourself a giraffe. Oh, did you see that gas mask with this one's all
gold
you.
Gas mask? Yeah.
That one's amazing.
What is it, like 16 sold?
Yep, 16.8.
Yeah.
That thing is dope. That's a good one. So yeah, grab yourself a giraffe. I also noticed these ones right here. Where's it at? Right, this one. If that had an orange background right here at 20 soul, come on. I hate when it does this. It's got this necklace, the gold metal necklace.
Oh yeah, the Gary necklace. Yeah.
That one, I like that one a lot. I feel like there's very few of those. Let's see your accessories, jewelry. Where's that one? The Gary tattoo, the gold medal. There's only 13 of those, dude, with only one listed. Every single one of the other ones is unlisted. So this is a really killer opportunity if you want something that's super rare. If you're a collector like we are. So that was the last thing I wanted to share. We got a bunch of spins on the wheel today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 spins on the wheel. I could show you guys all these spins, but what I want to do is we'll spin these offline like I've been doing. I feel like these, just for the sake of time, this has been super helpful, but I want to spin one that I know they don't have a meme militia holder. I want to give something away on the stream here. So let's pick one. So they're not a meme militia. But Gary bought some skill stacker token over the weekend. Let's see here. It looks like he's chasing some shitters too. I'm looking at his wallet right now, the Gary wallet. He's chasing shitters too. We're not the only ones. That's so funny. But Gary's got some skill stacker token here I'm looking at, but let's see. And I know he's a meme militia. 7GI GOC 3M. Okay, so here's one. They're holding 100,000 skill stacker tokens. 3M WBZ. Let me just do something real fast here just to make sure I'm not screwing up. 3M WBZ. So what I can do is I can click here. That I can click up here at this top of this wallet address. Go like this and paste it. Yes. Okay. So this person is not holding a meme militia. So we're going to go now over to the wheel of names and we're going to spin for them, see what they can win today. Now there is a million still on the wheel. There's meme militia on the wheel. There's some good stuff here on the wheel. If you don't have a meme militia NFT, go grab one so you get the extra spins. If you have a king, I'm going to spin for you 5 times. So make sure you go do that. You're going to get these spins today. I've been writing them down on my notebook and sending everybody their prize and then just updating everybody on here. So go ahead and let's just do this first spin. Let's go. 10,000 stacker. There we go. Congratulations. You just got another 10,000 added to your bag there. Make sure I write that down. 3MWBZ. I think that's what it was, right? 3MWBZ. Yep, 3MWBZ. Got you. All right, we'll send you your 10,000 here shortly. And then I think there was one more, and they bought a big bag of, yeah, they got 10.9 million skill stacker tokens and a bunch of Gary. So this is a big bag. I'm going to copy their wallet address real quick. I'm going to paste it in and make sure they don't hold a meme militia. We're going to do all the meme militia holders offline. And DKZCI. DKZCI does not have a meme militia. DK, I'm going to write this one down so I don't forget. DK, my pens, I always kill them. DKZCI. All right, DKZCI, here we go. We're going to spin it for you, buddy. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Oh, NGMI today, my friend. NGMI. All right, let's see. There's DK. 94Q, I think 94QUF. I'm almost positive they have a meme militia. I'm just going to double check real quick here.
It sounds familiar. I've seen that event before.
94Q. Yes, they have a king and a queen. Oh, yeah. No, that one is familiar. Okay, never mind. Let's see here. Here we go. Here's another big buyer. 4P5YE. 4P5YE. Let me check that one real quick. 4P5YE. Here we go. Wow, they have a lot of NFTs. Let me go to their items. They have a showcase and oh, Lunar Dolls. This is a big Lunar Dolls person. They have a giraffe as well.
That's probably King.
Look at this one. This is a really nice collection here. Really nice collection.
They've got a black giraffe.
Uh-huh. And doesn't look like they have a meme militia, though. They got a nice little bag, so thank you so much for grabbing some stacker over the weekend. This is a freaking killer collection, dude. Wow. Soldiers of the Empire. Look at these. These are
that amazing. Might be Marco. It's either Marco or King.
This is a freaking really nice. So I didn't see a single meme militia in here. So maybe they'll win one right now. So we're gonna go ahead and spin for them real fast. Here we go. Let's go back to the wheel. Here we go. Let me write that one down too. $10,000 stacker. There we go. 10K. Oh, so the name on that one, just so you know, is RMC Vey, the Dawn. Oh, that's funny. They have their profile picture says the Dawn. That was 4P5YE. 4P5YE. That's a good one right there. Okay, let's see. I think we have maybe one more that I haven't recognized before. Oh yeah, here we go. We got I'm gonna write this down. AYSYA. AYSYA. I'll copy that one. Stick this in Magic Eden. See what they got. Paste. Share this tab. No meme militia. All right, here. So we go on the wheel.
Pick the computer up.
AYSYA. Does she say Twitter?
No, I have my laptop sitting on the couch. It's pick the pooter up.
NGMI. Not today, my friend, but thank you so much for grabbing a bag. I think we have one last one here. Yep, one last one. FXKXB. FXKXB. Here we go. I'm gonna paste this in. I'm gonna check their wallet real fast, make sure they don't have a meme militia. Let's see here. FXKXB. They do have NFTs. I'll share my tab. Retardio Punks. That's an interesting image. Look at this guy. Pee-wee's NFTs. That's pretty funny. Oh, they do. They have a soldier. Okay, cool. And a young gods. Oh, they have two soldiers. All right, we'll give them an extra spin. And then we'll close it out with this. Here we go. So FXKXB. Here we go. Spin twice for you. NGMI on the first one.
That could be Cheaple's wallet.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, that's true, huh?
Yep.
He's got a couple soldiers in there. And then 1,000 stacker. There we go. All right. Perfect. Well, that's a good way to close it out with a win.
There you go.
I like it. And we'll do the rest of the holders. We got there's plenty more. There's like 10 other ones that we're going to do, and we have to do multiple spins. So that'll take me about a half an hour to do later to spin for everybody. But thank you guys so much for tuning in with us today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, what was this in the 10K per name?
So look at my belly.
Here, bearded. Let's see here. Summon burn. Name with a burn or tokens. So yeah, you'll name Maui from Maui Nancy that's watching this. You can name your NFT, your meme militia NFT, for some tokens, some skill stacker tokens, and then when we collect those skill stacker tokens, they're going to get burned. We don't need no water. Let that burn. That's so funny. So suspects number 1. There we go. So if you guys need anything from us, you know where to find us. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna have some really interesting news and some stuff to update this week. There's gonna be some really cool news coming out. Our developers are working on. I posted a little tease on that. Remember, we pay you to post memes. If you make skill stacker memes, we will pay you to do that. So it looks like we broke a little over 100 views on this stream. We need to get the word out. Please share this with a friend. Share what we're doing. We're going live every single day, Monday through Friday, and we want to hear from you. And if you are part of the Skill Stacker community already, make sure you jump on the Mentorship Monday today. It's going to be, oh, hold on. We got Danny back. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
All good.
Everything just shut down.
So make sure you jump on the call today. It's going to be in 1 hour, and we'll see you guys in Skill Stacker. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow morning. If not, and have an amazing day. Keep looking up. That's right. Or look at the giraffe. Giraffe's on top, baby. Let's go. Look at Skill Stacker's literally on the moon, bro. On the moon. I had to add that in there. I had to add that in there. Yep.
Gary's gonna need one of those.
Seriously. Yeah, Bearded's gonna get one. Maui's gonna get one. So, oh, look at that. Rise. Oh, he said it's me. So one of the ones that we called out was him.
Okay.
So congratulations to the winners. Noise. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Keep looking up. Oh, that's great. We gotta do the song.
That's great.
They told me learn the rules, but I broke the mold. Flipping the script while the story's cold. Education system's got a crack in the frame. We stacking skills they can't even name. STKR breaking the chains. Wade Bree riding in our veins. Freedom's a hustle we built from the ground. Stacking the skills, now the future's unbound. No textbook here, just codes we weave. Entrepreneur dreams that make you believe. Waves of the west with a whistle in the air. Calling out rebels who don't play fair. STKR breaking the chains. Wade Bree riding in our veins. Freedom's a hustle we built from the ground. Stacking the skills, now the future's unbound. No textbook here, just codes we weave. Entrepreneur dreams that make you believe. Waves of the west with a whistle in the air. Calling out rebels who don't play fair. STKR breaking the chains. Wade Bree riding in our veins. Freedom's a hustle we built from the ground. Stacking the skills, now the future's unbound. Degrees can't teach what our grind's about. The system's old, we found the route. Web breed power, we kick in the door. Rebels unite, time to even the score. STKR breaking the chains. Wade Bree riding in our veins. Freedom's a hustle we built from the ground. Stacking the skills, now the future's unbound.